Hey, a very warm good afternoon to everybody watching this video. It's a small video on the service philosophy of the Ritz-Carlton. Before we proceed, it feels obligatory for me to introduce myself. My name is Mohammed Faiz Habib. I've been working for this company now for 5 years on different positions and capacity. I started as a front office supervisor, moved out to be a training manager, during which I was handling the whole rooms division and the quality of the rooms division, moved that out to a duty manager and eventually to an assistant front office manager. And today it's a privilege for me to record this video. Uh, the reason being that the topic that I'm going to speak about is being very, very close to my heart. This is something that I truly believe in, and I strive very hard for each and every employee to understand the service philosophy of the Ritz-Carlton. I have done a lot of trainings in my past. As I said, that I was a training manager, so I've done a lot of training in the past. But that training was a little bit different than this one. That training used to be interactive. That training used to be a lot of activities were there. But nevertheless, as long as the information is being passed to the correct audience, it is definitely serving my purpose. So, without further ado, allow me to start with this small presentation on the service philosophy of the Ritz-Carlton. So on your computer screen, what you see is a sample of the Credo card that is kept close to the heart of all the Ritz-Carlton employees across the globe. This Credo card contains six major portions, which is termed as Credo, the employee promise, the motto, the three steps of service, and so on. I'll take you to each and every section one by one in a very brief, and then I'll tell you why it is so important for us as a Ritz-Carlton employee to know, understand, and keep this card always with us very close to our heart. So let me start with the three steps of service. You know, now when I think back, I feel that I wasted a lot of money to of my parents doing a hotel management. If somebody would have given me this card back in 2005, I would have skipped the whole 3 years of my graduation, because this three line basically tells you each and everything that you need to know about a hospitality. Before I go deep into this, I want you to understand now that there are two terms that you as a hotelier will come across a lot. It is called genuine hospitality and authentic hospitality. Now, authentic hospitality is something that everybody does in the market. It is the textbook. I mean, this is what has been taught to us since day one, since we joined the hotel industry. It doesn't matter whatever brand that we go for. The difference with all the other brand and the Ritz-Carlton is when you come over here, we teach you genuine hospitality. Now, what a genuine hospitality is, it does not gives you rules. It does not gives you parameters on which you can do a service to a guest. It only gives you the end result, the outcome that we are looking forward to, and then we give you all the empowerment that go ahead, do the service from the heart, and it will reach to the guest, it will strike to the guest. So this is the difference between now the Ritz-Carlton and all the other brands. So let me start with three steps of service. This is very, very self-explanatory. The first part is a warm and sincere greeting using a guest name. I mean, there is nothing else to explain about it. Anybody who comes to your house, you do the same. You greet him, you don't call him sir, you address him by name, and you welcome him to your house. This is the same that we do it in the Ritz-Carlton. The second one is anticipation and fulfillment of each guest need. Now, this one is something that does require your attention. Anticipation and fulfillment is, let me start with the anticipation part. Now, anticipation is something, if you do not understand, if you do not interact with the guest, you can never anticipate his need. So when I speak about anticipation in a hidden way, I'm asking you to go ahead, move forward, and connect with the guest on a very personal level. For an example, a guest is coming for a check-in, and I'm standing there as a receptionist, and I did a normal part that I have six, seven things to ask for. I asked for a passport, I asked for a payment, I asked for what kind of room he wants, and I gave him the keys. This is a very smooth check-in, but a very normal check-in. The person did not interacted with the guest, the person did not connected with the guest. Now, in the second scenario, a guest is coming and I'm doing all the part that I spoke earlier, plus I started asking questions. So, Mr. Smith, how was your flight? Where are you coming from? And what is your purpose of stay? And how are you feeling today? So the more I ask questions is the more I'm getting a clue of what Mr. Smith really wants or what is his preferences. And that is how I anticipate his need and I ask before even Mr. Smith goes ahead and asks for it. So anticipation and fulfillment of each guest need. And the last step of our service is a fond farewell. A fond farewell of warm goodbye. And again, we use the guest name. We use the guest name each and every time we interact with the guest, and this is a standard for our hotel. So what happens is guest is going back. Or there is a normal way of saying that, okay, thank you for staying with us, and thank you for spending all of your valuable money on us, and we appreciate it. There is a second way of saying that it was a pleasure hosting you, Mr. Smith, and we look forward to see you back again. It means that you are genuinely wanting the guest to come back to your hotel again. See, this is the difference between if you're working in a normal hotel or you are working for Ritz-Carlton. Now, the second topic that I'll speak about is motto. Now, this is something that I'm sure that if I call anybody from the top management level to a steward, anybody, and he will answer me this question if I ask him what is the motto of the Ritz-Carlton. So what we are ladies and gentlemen, serving ladies and gentlemen. It has a very, very deep impact if you see, you know how, see, I'll tell you, I mean, I'll try to make it very easy for you. This motto is targeting actually two kind of audience. You as an employee, for you, this motto is related to your guest and to your subordinates as well. Now, how does it happen? When a guest comes to your hotel, he is spending money. As a Ritz-Carlton employee, we are telling you that you are at no level, at no cost, less than the guest. The guest is spending money, you are giving him service. You both are equal at every level. So you are ladies and gentlemen, and you are serving ladies and gentlemen. So there is no iota difference between you all. Now, the second way for which you can link this motto to is with your subordinates. There are people who are above you. There are people who are reporting to you. When we give this motto to everybody, that everybody is a ladies and gentlemen, serving ladies and gentlemen. So what it means that you have no right to discriminate anybody. We work on the value of equality. So you are equal, I'm equal, even my boss is equal. I'm sure that I'm sure that my boss would love to hear that coming from my mouth. But this is the truth. And at Ritz-Carlton, we all nurture each other. We all respect each other. We all help each other to grow so that the company can grow. Because you know the company growth is anyhow and indirectly related to your growth as well. Moving on, the credo. See, I'll give you an example on this. I was taking an interview, say a couple of months back, and there was a gentleman who used to work for Ritz-Carlton, and then he resigned. During the course of the interview, I asked that, yes, you have been associated with the Ritz-Carlton. Do you remember Credo? Very profoundly and very with huge respect, he said, yes, sir, I do. And would you like me to recite it? And I said, yes, please go ahead. You know what he did? He stood up from the chair, make himself in an attention position, and recited the whole credo in front of me. You know, I was moved to tears. Sometimes there are a couple of employees who just thought that credo is just three paragraphs which the HR has given to us and we have to memorize it. And there are a set of employees who truly believed in it. So I totally take this employee as a role model, and I keep on giving an example every time I give a training to. Let me take you through the credo part, paragraph by paragraph. So it is basically divided into three paragraphs. The first paragraph says that the Ritz-Carlton is a place where genuine care and comfort of our guests is our highest mission. We all work for guests. That's the ground rule. We are getting us the salary. We are employed over here because of our guests, right? So their comfort is our highest mission. How you do it? Again and again, I keep on telling you that at Ritz-Carlton, we don't tell you how to do it. We just tell you that this is the outcome that we want, and then we give you the freedom to do it. Do it your way. Make it very personal. Don't make it sound robotic. Don't make it look robotic. And do it your way. Do it with a personal touch. The second paragraph speaks about we pledge to provide the finest personal service and facilities for our guests who always enjoy a warm, relaxed, yet refined ambience. See, facilities are already there in Ritz-Carlton. It's one of the most luxurious hotel in whatever city it has been operating right now. The personal service comes from us, and that is the reason the employee of the Ritz-Carlton are one of the best employees in the market. Uh, the refined ambience and the warm ambience that comes out, don't even think that the owner has spent so much of stuff on inside the hotel. Interior decoration has done a very good job that it is giving a refined ambience. No, it is coming from you. It is coming from your warmth that you are giving it to the guest. So refined ambience is something that I relate totally to the employees. The third paragraph says that the Ritz-Carlton experience enlivens the senses, instills well-being, and fulfills even the unexpressed wishes and needs of our guest. Now again, a heavy word. Unexpressed wishes and needs of our guest. You go to a normal hotel and you say that, hey, listen, I I'm celebrating a birthday today, and that is the reason I want to spend the entire day at your hotel. I have booked a room for it. So a normal hotel, a good five-star hotel, what they'll do, they'll take out a clue and they'll send a birthday cake to the room. Best compliments, hotel management, enjoy your birthday, etc., etc. But at Ritz-Carlton, we go an extra mile. What do? What we gather all our employees. There are 1,000 ways that we celebrate a guest birthday. One of the ways is we gather all the employees available. We go knock on the door, and the moment guest opens the door, we all start singing. The guest is taken aback. Oh my God, what is happening? But this is what we do. We go way and beyond to make a guest experience. There's a topic related to equality, and I'd like to introduce over here. See, what happens is that a guest comes to you. He has a perfect check-in, a very smooth one. He stays in a hotel for one night, and then he checks out, and everything was working inside the room. The checkout was fine, it was normal. What is the guarantee that the guest will come next year again or the next time again? No. We understand that we can make mistakes. We understand that we are human. We understand that we are working with technology around, and technology can go wrong at times. So that's where your personal connection comes up. If the guest is personally connected to you, doesn't matter how disaster was the check-in, doesn't matter that the room was not ready upon arrival, the guest will come back again because of you, not because of the room, not because of the property, because of you. And you represent Ritz-Carlton, so he's coming because of Ritz-Carlton. Moving on, the employee promise. At the Ritz-Carlton, our ladies and gentlemen are the most important resources in our service commitment to our guests. Trust me when I say this, we totally believe in it. It is not just said that because every other company is saying it. This is something that the Ritz-Carlton totally lives it. And trust me on this word that there will not be a single day passing by where you will not feel it, that that you are our most important resource in our service commitment to our guest is not coming by your management. It will be. By applying the principle of trust, honesty, respect, integrity, commitment, and nurture, we nurture and maximize talent to the benefit of each other, of each individual, and the company. So it is a very, very simple thing. We help you out, you help us out. Eventually, the company grows. The Ritz-Carlton fosters a work environment where the diversity is valued, quality of life is enhanced, individual aspirations are fulfilled, and the Ritz-Carlton mystique is strengthened. Ritz-Carlton mystique is a huge word. It's a magic that we create. If you follow everything that we have spoken till now, the magic will be created. I understand that the video will not allow me to speak more than 15 minutes, and I'm almost very near to it. So thank you so much for listening, and thank you for being a good audience. Goodbye.